I had this dream a few nights in which I lived 3 whole days. Be really fucking bored one day and decide to go in the woods alone. While in woods hear strange rustling following. Hear it start only when I begin moving. I know it's not the sound of my own footsteps, because it has a 5 to 10 second delay from when I stop moving and start moving. Get freaked out. Speed walk home. Strange noise is still behind me. 100 or so meters away from the main road. Fuck this shit. Wav. Start sprinting. Keep running even after coming out of the woods. Reach house. Safety.png. FFW a few weeks. Be in garden planting vegetables and shit. Out of nowhere hear someone scream, "Hey, Anon." Bolt upright, see nobody. Go inside and ask my parents if they called me. Both say no. Whatever. JPG. FFW to that night. Have a dream. In my dream I wake up in my bed. Go outside. Go on the street. On the street I see a girl, she is coming from the road that leads to the forest. Say hi to her. She waves back. Ask her who she is. I'd if she said anything because I don't remember her name. Long story short, she introduces herself and I introduce myself. Turns out she has a heart problem. There is a black circle with blue accents on her chest about the size of a quarter and 2 centimeters thick. She says she has to charge that up every night or else she will die. Feels bad man. GIF. First dream day passes and I wake up again in my bed. Go outside again and meet her. She is in front of my house. She is talking with my parents. My parents ask her who she is, where she is from, etc. Can't remember her answers. We go on a walk together. We talk about life and shit. Tell her about my problems. And she tells me about hers. Third dream day. I meet her again in front of my house. She tells me her heart device won't charge. Device displays a 5% sign. Idea.mp3. Hey, let me charge it for you at my house. She smiles and says thanks, Anon. We go inside my house and she takes off her device. I place the device to charge on my nightstand. I put a movie on while we wait for the device to charge. After some time we started cuddling on the couch. The movie ends. Look at the clock. It's 11:30 p.m. Oh God, it's this late, I gotta go home before my parents get mad. She rushes out the door, but I stop her. Hey, you forgot your device. Out of nowhere she just stops and gives me a sad stare as she drops down her arms by her sides. It's okay Anon, I can leave it here overnight if that's okay. I say of course it is. Thanks for being such a good friend Anon, I can't wait to see you again. As she finished her sentence she leaps forward and hugs me. I hug her back. After a few minutes we stop hugging and she goes home. Go to sleep. Now wake up in the real world. Think to myself I can't wait to see her again. As I sit there I slowly realize that she isn't real. She never existed. No one like her ever lived in my village. I fell in love with a girl who isn't real. Now, I don't know what any of this means. If any of you have some explanation for what happened please tell me. And if you guys have any other questions I will try my best to reply to them. Never posted on X before but I'm sitting on my back porch, never been more sure that God is real. Be me. Pediatrician. Have wife. Have loving family. Happy in life until about 4 months ago when an incident at work turned sour. Ever since then unable to find peace of mind. Developed suicidal ideation that gets stronger every day. Want to quit job so bad. Want to die so bad. Want to throw it all away. Be me 1 hour ago. Laying in bed next to wife. Burning up, can't get comfortable. Tossing and turning. Feel the need to puke. Mental turmoil reaching breaking point. Pray to God to save me. See vision of myself covered in black tar substance. A bright light washes over me. Black tar starts melting off of me. Start hyperventilating and convulsing. Wife wakes up and is trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, tries holding me to calm me down. Stand up and run out of the bedroom. Run out the back door into the yard naked. Hear a neighborhood cat meow. Suddenly there's a pop. Feels like I just woke up from a long slumber. Wife comes outside and brings me back to the porch. I'm unable to speak for a few minutes. After I'm able to use my words again, I start crying and then start laughing. Felt the spark of life again. Felt happiness for first time in so long. Huge weight off my chest, could breathe again. God just saved me from a demon. I guess it possessed me when I was vulnerable from that work incident. Or maybe it's been there for a while and was empowered. I dunno, I'm not really sure how that works. But I do know that Christ is King. Wow. I feel brand new in a way. Ready to start things rolling again. Thanks for reading. Greentext, made with Be me. Decide to explore level 94 in the back rooms because why not? Find a random house that looks kinda sketchy but whatever, I'm on an adventure. Step inside and immediately feel a weird vibe. The walls, floors, and ceiling are covered in multicolored dots with tiny eyes. They're just staring at me, not alive or anything. But still creepy. It's like some weird acid trip house. Realize I'm in level 94.3, the House of Dots. Can hear Bravely by B8 Boy playing softly in the background. Where is that coming from? Turn around to see if there's a speaker, but nope, just more eyes everywhere. Family watches me while I wander deeper into this infinite house. Kinda getting paranoid, like what if the dots are judging me? Try to look for the room that will get me out of here. Every door I open leads to another endless hallway of dots. Start to think I'm gonna be stuck here forever, surrounded by dot eyes and B8 Boy. Suddenly I hear a louder version of the song. Follow the sound like it's some kind of musical breadcrumb. Get to a room with a massive dot mural, eyes staring harder than ever. I can almost feel them judging my life choices. Look around frantically for a way out. Finally see a door at the end of the room. Throw the door open and burst through. Suddenly I'm back in level 94's castle. No dots, no judgmental eyes, just silence. Feel a sense of relief, but then realize. Still can't escape the haunting chorus of B8 Boy in my head. TFW, escaping one nightmare just leads to another. MFW, I just wanted to explore the back rooms but ended up becoming a dot connoisseur instead. What have I done? Guess I should have just stayed outside. Be me. About 2:30 a.m. Admittedly high on 50 to 75 milligrams of THC edibles, but I have never hallucinated on them before or after this event. Coming out of my room to go to the kitchen and grab a snack cause munchies. I step onto the threshold between my hallway and my kitchen. Immediately see a shadow cast from the light fixture above the sink and onto the floor a couple feet from my fridge. All I can see is the legs, upper body is obscured by the island in the center of the room. Island has shit stacked up high enough to block my view of anyone in front of the fridge at the time. Whoever it is scurries in the direction of the sink, footsteps clear as day. Could even feel the vibrations through the floor. Plant holder table thing next to fridge that my mom bought recently moves like someone accidentally bumped into it. Don't see anyone near the sink. At first think it's my dad or one of my two brothers trying to fuck with me and jump scare me by ducking down under the island. I make my way around the island, peek around corner quickly to catch whoever it is before they can jump out. Nothing there. WTF.jpg. Check rooms where dad and older bro sleep. Both snoring, dead asleep. Check little bro's room, only to find him asleep as well. Spooked but I'm high so I go back to my room and keep playing video, eventually fall asleep. Next morning I tell my family what happened. Mom tells me she woke up around the time I saw the shadow thing. Tells me she heard the footsteps but that she thought it was me. I'm not sure what to make of it. I've always felt a little unnerved about being in my kitchen at night. Another experience I have had in there was while I was high again and felt like something shoved me towards the computer chair in the corner. My vision darkened and my breathing felt labored, but I just chalked it one up to an anxiety attack. I do have another longer story from my childhood about my kitchen that I could put into green text if anyone is interested. Me. Like 16 years old. Use marijuana sometimes but was sober for this. At grandma's apartment for some function. I'm there to spend the night for some reason. Grandma going on about weird shit happening in her apartment. Everyone dismisses her claims. I don't think much of it either. Says random shit disappears. Doorways being fucked with, broken locks and shit. Random grease stains. Go to sleep in living room on air mattress. Wake up at the ass crack of dawn to a dark voice. Can't make out what it was saying. Open eyes. Big dark figure standing at my feet. Can't move. Panic.exe. Keep fighting and I break out of it. Look around. Place is calm and bright as if nothing happened. Me. Used to be a delivery driver for Pizza Hut. I closed on the weekends for the most part. Just myself, one other driver and the shift manager after the CSR's leave. Had to take a last-minute order. Manager was being a huge bitch the whole night. Other driver was some douchey pussy who shit-talked me behind my back, and my car's ignition lock was being a pain in the ass. Needless to say, I was pretty stressed that night. Finally get the store closed midnight. Manager was incredibly slow. Both of my co-workers leave, but my ignition lock refuses to budge. I'm stuck with my door open for 15 to 20 minutes on a hot and humid as fuck summer night and getting seriously frustrated. Finally unlocks, and I start my car. For some reason, I decide to look over to my right. I catch a glimpse of a young and petite blonde girl with shoulder-length hair in what looks like a white sundress retract into the alleyway behind the building. It looked as if she had been spying on me from around the corner of the building, and that she knew I had caught her. It was almost playful how she moved, though. Almost flirty in a sense, where she had almost intended to be seen. WTF.jpg. I stare at the spot for maybe 10 seconds before I put it in reverse and drove across the parking lot to look down the alleyway. There's a blue dumpster a few feet behind the corner that obscures a little bit of the alleyway. Have my hand on my handgun in the center console in case this is a mugging. I'm in a mood, so I have no desire to fuck around with this. Not even scared, just plain tired. Fuck this, I'm going home. Drive home without incident. It's anticlimactic and boring, and maybe I hallucinated it. Either way, I catch myself thinking about it from time to time and I can't help but wonder what I would have seen had I gone down that alley. Me, 16. Lived near the woods alone with my dad. Often went out playing there at a small creek in a mid-size-ish clearing. Put crayfish traps there, sometimes make a fire. One day a friend, let's call him G, and me decide to camp, as a celebration to drink beer, legal in my country at that age, and grill. We arrive at noon, Dad helped bring our stuff. Dad leaves and we start to set up camp, throw rocks and in general just chill. At one point we make a fire and we're both sitting in a chair waiting for it to get bigger and we're talking. While talking, I see something over the other side of the small stream near tall grass. It's shiny, like metal but not polished chrome. It's a very rough metal, like those New Year lead molds, pig-related, and it looks like a cat's small dome, peeking out the tall grass of the trees. Before I can say anything, it stands up just a tiny bit, and underneath the dome is some kind of dark, shadowy black head. Immediately my eyes start watering, and I feel uncomfortable. I say, "Hey, what is that?" in my language. As soon as I say that my head starts buzzing very metallic. I never felt anything like this. It's like being at the dentist but the vibration is in my head and my throat feels numb. Friend suddenly stands up, he was across me, and asks me if there's anything with me since I'm crying. The moment I look at him and look back, the thing is gone and coldness washes over me with sweat. Literally crying without control, feeling very embarrassed. Calm down at one point. Feeling a lot more rational now. Tell friend everything. Apparently from his pav I looked behind him, randomly started to cry and never said anything. Felt like 5 minutes to me instead of just a moment. Tell him I feel really uncomfortable being here, call my dad to get us and he feels I'm a pussy and our friendship got a bit rocky from that. I never went back to that clearing since then, as I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Be me driving home. About to take a curve that I always take going this route. See a fire truck and bicycle on the ground. Feel death staring at me as I look at the crash site. Take alternate route home. For entire week afterwards, feel death around. One night at around 10:30 p.m., electronic deadbolt F front door makes electronic sounds as if someone is trying to unlock the door. I have a home alarm on and cameras installed everywhere outside. Check cameras, doorbell cam. Nothing. Cameras start recording. Received clips of nothing. A few nights later, roughly around the same time as the night before, watching TV, a black cat is sitting outside my French doors, staring at me. Turn on lights and try to scare it away. It does not waver. Leave to Arizona days later hoping to shake the feeling of death over me. Feeling better, but still feel the weight over me. About to Sedona for Phoenix, and I had a feeling that now was not the time, so I decide we're going to stay back in Sedona, and just leave when it's actually time to check out. I like to leave early on road trips. On the drive to Phoenix, hit a strip of downpour and it's getting really hard to see while driving. I feel death, it's here. I slow down, have my wife and kids in the car, tell everyone to scan the roads for me until stops raining. Look to the side of the road. A family car is flipped and the entire top flattened, didn't see anyone. About 15 feet forward a pickup truck was in the embankment, airbags deployed. Front was completely smashed in, no sign of anyone. Look at wife, that was supposed to be us. I remember this happening very well, as I definitely wasn't dreaming. Be me, walking down Market Street in San Francisco one Sunday morning, no one really there. 30-something Indian guy with longish hair but no facial hair waves at me from across the street, starts walking towards me. Oh great, here comes a beggar. Man starts telling me about his ancient yogic lineage, shows me a black and white picture of his clan. I regret I wasn't paying too much attention at this point, as I was waiting for him to get to his pitch. Asks me to play a game with him where if I have something of significance, I'll give him what he wants. Okay. He hands me a crumpled saffron, or perhaps it was yellow, piece of paper. Go on, read it. It's last 4 digits of my social security on it. He's smiling at me, saying I was right, wasn't I? Me, that's a very cool trick you have there, so what do you want? Him, give me $20. Me, I really need the 20, will you take 5? Him, okay, that's good enough. Walks off. He vanished. To this day, it's still the most irrational thing that has ever happened in my life, though if one gives a really convoluted explanation, that is to say, he was following me around for months and learning all my info just for this opportune moment on this day I randomly walked down Market Street, then I suppose it is possible.